Hello everyone, and welcome to our game and app reviews. I am Victor Fitzgerald, and what I'm going to be doing today is walking you through an app called Narco Guerra. Narco Guerra is produced by Game the News, which is an organization who strives to make stories in the news more approachable to students and the general public. This game is all about drug cartels and managing your own drug army, or being the police to take down those drugs. It is a very difficult game, and you're going to see a lot of adult content in it, from bribes to assassination attempts and things of that nature. I would limit playing this game to those students in the upper levels of high school, but it is a great simulation about what happens in the narco world. For this review, I'm going to walk you through the beginning of the story and show you exactly what is going on in Narco Guerra. I'm going to go ahead and load up the story, and I am not going to play the tutorial because I've already done that. What you're going to see is what looks like a game board with a story built over the top of it. That's exactly what it is. It's essentially a Risk game. What happens in the story is you are the police chief of all of Mexico, and what you're going to be doing is sending out your influence to ward off the cartels in various areas around Mexico. Okay. So this is the game board. I can select each area, and it will show me exactly what's going on in each location in terms of homicide rates and drug activity, as well as additional items that are happening in each location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first start recruiting some men in this location here of the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, you want to make sure as you go in that you are not going to be bankrupting your police force as you start building additional units. So I'm going to stop there. As you can see, my cost is already up in the $700 range. I'm going to go ahead and look at some of my other items like internal affairs and things like that, about how well things are doing. Okay. Now, that's the support phase where I can build additional troops, change my influence, and add additional items to my team. What I'm going to do right now is go ahead and attack to hopefully take over all of the Yucatan, and send my troops into battle against Quintana Roo. As you can see, my troops are not doing very well so far against his troops. I'm getting severely depleted in troop strength and number, and I'm just going to go ahead and send a single troop over into the Yucatan to defend against my other various attack options. Now, as you can see, in this game, you're going to have to kind of hold up and keep the area that you are holding while not losing too much ground to the cartel in other areas. So because I chose to only attack in the Yucatan, I have already lost Mexico City and the majority of my units in the mainland of Mexico. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is keep engaging my troops and creating more troops in the area of the Yucatan with the new income that I have. So first increasing my defense there and building additional troops up to my full allotment in the Yucatan. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin an attack phase and take out my defender of Oaxaca. As you can see, my troops are doing okay. They are not doing amazingly, but they are doing all right in battle. I'm losing about the same number of troops as they are losing, which is fine with me. All right. Now, when I win a battle, I am also told exactly what I have seized in the raid, which in this case is a bunch of money that I can use to spend on additional troops. I'm going to continue to move my troops and advance across the game board. Now, this is exactly what I want to see. I see the red and the green cartel fighting amongst each other to control their lands, which gives me a wider berth when interacting with my troops and sending them to attack the world. As things go on, you're going to see a wide range of things happen in the political world during these activity reports, whereas which will kind of help gauge where you're going to go with your troops and your missions in the future. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and beef up some of my larger armies and go ahead and invade in my next turn. And reclaim some of the territory that I lost in the last battle. I can go ahead and just speed up the attack, as you saw in that one, by clicking just the arrow button. What I'm going to do right now is go ahead and hold off on attacking one more time until my troop strength is up high enough to take on both of the two cartel areas next to me. Okay. Now, in this screen, the operations report, what you're going to see is a couple of effects. One is your net income, or what you've earned during this turn. The next is the corruption, or how many units you have lost due to corrupt operations around Mexico. And then the street price of your drugs. So those will fluctuate during the game. You're going to end up having to deal with those as you progress. For example, if the corruption goes too high, you're going to lose units, which will make you lose territory, and you're going to lose influence as well. So it's a very complicated game. It's a very difficult one to win, but it does a great job of showing the difficulties of combating the war on drugs in Mexico. This is a great supplement to any current events, activities that you are doing in your social studies class about the trafficking of drugs in and around South America, and it shows the difficulties and shortcomings of local police and the issues that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It is a good app for education use. Again, it is all about the movement of police and drug cartels, so there is a little bit of violence. Keep that in mind as you use it with students. Students will also fail in this game, showing that the police are somewhat fighting a losing battle on the war on drugs. So it's not necessarily the cheeriest app, but it does have a great perspective on engaging students in the war on drugs and showing them exactly what is going on. Thank you for tuning into this review. Stay tuned for more educational related apps and games in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on this video or join us at victorfitzgerald.com, where you can see additional blog posts and reviews. Thanks, and stay tuned.